Hello everyone, welcome to the session of CodersTrust. I'm Tarak Mahmood here for conducting today's session. I hope you are well at your end. And today's topic is about very much popular topic for this moment, just is PSD to HTML. That means how to convert a PSD to HTML. I'll show some technique about actually how to do it. And before starting my session, just I want to ensure that you are watching my screen properly and listen my voice also without any problem. So if you have any problem, you can just comment here in the session of the YouTube here. So if you are logged in with your Gmail account, you can easily comment here. Well, I will show some settings here. Just click on the settings icon and choose the quality option and chose just 360 or above, not 240 or 144, because those are for low resolution. So it will make problem for your screen resolution if your option is selected 240 or 144. So please make ensure that your option is selected 360 or above. In that case, I hope everything will be fine and you can see my screen properly. Well, I'm going to the main session, and if you have any problem, you can just comment here. I will check your comments on regular interval. So don't worry if you have any problem here. So about the PSD, actually, what is PSD? A PSD means actually Photoshop document. You can see here a layout of the website. That means it is actually PSD file. PSD file has many layers. You can see here in the right side, there are like the top is the top layer, is the slider layer, services. So each actually section is divided by many layers, and each layer has actually many components or elements here. For example, you can see the logo. So logo is the here, this is the menu, there's other, this is the background. So you can see actually each component is and separately here just created so that actually you can take those components separately from the PSD. But in the JPG file or the PNG file that we normally see, it are not actually a layered file or the Photoshop document that we cannot use to make our layout from this JPG file. For example, I can show you like that. Yes, this is our PSD file and this is the JPG file. So this is just a normal JPG that actually an image, and we cannot actually separate those layers like this. I have already shown here in the PSD, so we cannot actually shown here. This is actually just the JPG file. Well, now I will show you actually how to slice. That means how to take the components or elements from the PSD, and we can use later in our HTML markup with CSS. So let's start here. For example, for the today's session, I will just take those session here into the HTML because this is actually a very long PSD and it will take much time. But I will show the main things here, and if you actually can understand what will I do here, and I hope you can do the rest of the things here if you are good in the CSS and HTML. Well, so there you can see there is a logo here. There's basically a website logo, and this can be a navigation or a menu, and we can treat this as a header plot. And also it is already said that it is slider because the layer name is slider, so we can actually tell it's a slider here. Though we will not use any slider, it is just a static image here, and there are two buttons here you can see, and this is we can treat as the slider. Well, so we have to cut this logo here because we cannot produce this logo with CSS. We can just produce like that color, the text color. or the height, but we cannot actually create any logo like that with the CSS. So we have to cut this thing. Also, we have to cut the image of this PC because we cannot also create with the CSS. We need those images also, but we can create this with our CSS. So don't need to cut this button here. Okay, so before cutting or slicing the logo, we have to just close the eye of the layer of the main. This is the main background you can see, and I have to close another one. That means you can see in the top layer there are another background. This is the red one. So before that, I'm just selecting the logo and closing the layers of the top background. Well, it is already selected and there is no background here in the uh, layer because I have just closed the eye of this layer. But you can ask actually why we do need to close the layer of this background. Yes, because if we keep that and if we cut this logo, actually the background, this reddish background also be there in the logo, but it is not actually good to have any background of the logo because later you can actually change the color of this header or something else. So in that case, actually the background color of the logo will not be changed because we have already kept this red color here. So it is better to keep it the transparent that the logo can be used in any other background like the red, whatever, black. So it will not be problem if we make it the transparent background here. So for that reason, we'll just closing this eye of this background here. Now I will go to the edit, copy most, file new, and you have to ensure that this background content is transparent now. Okay, just paste here. So the logo is pasted, though it is not clear. I'm just, yeah, you can see because the background is transparent here. But when I will actually use in our HTML markup, you can see this logo here. Okay, so now I'll save this logo for the save for web, and it should be the PNG24 because if it is JPG, you'll see that it is in the white background, so it is not actually expected to have any white background. It should be the transparent. So for the transparent, it should be PNG24 here. Well, and I will save it actually in our images folder. So it's actually images folder in here. So I'm just using this the free class, and yes, this is our folder. So I'm just doing this as logo here, and it will take the .png extension automatically, so don't need to mention here. Well, so this is now sliced. Now I have to take this image of the PC. So this is in this slider layer. So just opening the slider layer, and there is also background here. You can see. So I have to close this background layer, and same here, edit, copy most, file new, and it is transparent. Then Ctrl V, and finally I have to just save it for web. I can just make it the pc.png. Well, so those two images has been sliced. So this is actually calling the slicing. That means taking the images or this graphical component from the PSD for our using in the HTML and CSS. So we just need those here for now, the logo and this PC images. Now I'll go for the planning. Actually, how will I create our markup here? So I have said that we can treat as this the top part as the header. So this is the header part, and you can see the width actually 920 pixel. Actually, it is made for the larger device. That is the it is as the for maximum device. But we can treat it as the 100%. That means actually it will work for any other devices. So we'll take this div as 100% awake, and we can also give some height also. Height we can measure here. So this is just 110, not exactly. So it is closer like that. So you can take at 110 pixel as height here. And in this div, you can see there is a color. So we can take the color also. Well, now I'll go for the markup. I have already included the my.css, that means where actually we'll write the CSS for the HTML here. Okay, so taking a class like deep header, and for header, you can see there is another content area. This is the actually center of the screen here. So we can treat as the center div. So within this header div, we can take another div like this header center, because this actually center of the screen here. Actually, the whole website is centered here. If you check it, just check it here. So you can see the whole layout, the content area is actually centered. There's same spaces in the left and right side. So we can treat this is the center div of this header. So you can take another div like the center div, and also you can give the width like 1200 pixel. So you can see here. So div as header center. The first one is the header, and the second one is the header center. And within the header center, you can see there are some components. In the left side, there is a logo, and the right side, there is a navigation or menu. So for the logo, we can create another anchor link, because those actually hyperlink. That means the website URL. So let's give it the hash, because we don't have any log URL now. And also can give some class like the logo, and within the logo you can put this image here. This is the images logo, and that's it. And in the right side you can see there is a menu like UL. So you can make it UL as a class menu, and in the menu we have some elements like extract something here. We can just put some URL like the home, just following that, and we just about services, portfolio, contact, and the login here. Well, so this is the menu. So our header markup actually created now. Let's see the output here. It's just nothing. Flat component here, because we didn't write any CSS. So we have to write this CSS now. So for header, I will write some CSS or CSS file. I take this, it is 100% awake, and the height should be like 110 pixel, because I have already measured here in the PSD. It is like the 110 pixel, and the background color should be this one, and you can take the color from here. But we have to remember that the color when you are copying, this hash is not included, so we have to give the hash first, then paste the color code. Well, so let's see now. Yes, you can see the background is here, but there is some problem in the around, because there are spaces, you can see around the div here, because the body has some default padding and margins. So we have to reset those padding margin here. So margin 0, padding 0, so that the default actually has been rewritten here. Now let's check here. Yes, now this space is gone. So this is the header div. Now we have to make the center div, that means the inner div we have used here, header center. So we have to make it center and also give some weight also. So the width is actually 1200 pixel. We have already measured from the PSD, and it should be margin 0 auto to make it center. Okay, so let's try it. Now it is centered, but the logo and the URL are actually not properly aligned, so we have to make those also aligned here. So for logo, it should be float left, and for the menu, it should be float right. You can see this is the float left and float right, but other like a menu. We'll do it later. First, we just need to make the logo in the center, so you can keep just some margin top here, like 25 pixel. So you can keep margin top here, 25 pixel, to make some spaces in the top part of the logo. Yes, he is now properly centered. And now we have to make this menu also like this one. You can say like this is the menu here. So we have to make it like that. So first one we have to make it in the same line here and remove this listing style. So removing the default listing style, we have to like this style on. We want to remove those, and for the menu li, that means the list item of each, we have to make it the float left so that all are in the same line here. So you can see now it is our same line here, and those styling are removed. And we have to make some spaces between actually each item. You can see there are uh, let's just 20 pixel or 20 or 30 pixel around, whatever. So you can just keep some like margin right here, 30 pixel. So you can see now it is totally centered. Also you can see the spaces in the top like the 40 or 45 pixel. So we can give some margin top to the menu. So margin top like 40 pixel. Well, and also you can see the color is actually white, and there is no text decoration underline here. You can see there is the underline because we have used the anchor link, so we have to remove those underline. So for removing, we have to write the css in the anchor link. That means the menu lia, the anchor link under this list item. So text decoration none. The color should be white also, and also can give some font size like 18 pixel, make it larger. Yes, that is perfect here. Well, and finally, we have to give some border or the background when I will hover or it is active. That means when the menu is active like this, now it is on home page, so the background has been changed, or whenever actually we hover, it will just make some rounded background here. So for that reason, we have to give some other thing like menu lia hover with some background color. So for this background, you can take the color from here. This is the color. So background is the background. You can see on how it is showing some background, but it is not properly spaces because there are some blank spaces around this text here. So for that reason, actually we have to make some padding also in our anchor. So like the padding and pixel. So you can see now it is perfect. So it's perfect, but it is not actually rounded yet. So you can give some border radius, make it rounded. So border radius around the 8 pixel. So now it is rounded permanently. So it is almost like our PSD. And also I have to make home page link as the current. So you can give some a class here just in this anchor as current. For this current actually it will be same as the hover, so you can write some group selector like this one, menu li dot current. The current should be the same here. You can see now for the home actually this is current page, and hover also this is the same step applied here. Well, let me check if you have any questions or problem. Just and problem I will check the comment here. Okay, no comments so far. I hope everything is going fine here. So our header part is completed now. I'll go for the second one, which is actually this one. You can see there are two buttons here. On the left side and the right side, there is a PC image. So now the header part has been completed. So now the slider code. So we pass here slider. And in the slider, you can see that the same concept actually will be applied here. That means it is also center in the screen. So you can take another div here like the slider center to keep the content in the center. So you can take another div here, slider center. So this is the center. And in the slider center, there will be two buttons here. One for the and we can keep with the name like our team, and the second with the join now. So our team here, there will be some just stuff blank, and the second one will be actually join now. You can keep the name also like this one, join now button here. And finally, there will be an image here. It's the image actually. Well, now let's check. Okay, before checking, I have to just making sure that there are some CSS also. Slider, it will be like 100% and the white background. So by default it is white, so you don't need to give any color here. And for slider center, it should be same as 1200 pixel and margin to auto. Well, okay, let's check now. You can see the center, but those are not actually center here. So we have to make some CSS for this our team and join now here. So for our team, we'll make some display inline block because we want to just as a block here, and also some background color. So for this one, we can use this one color. This same is actually a header color here. And have to give the hash separately. And also can give the width like 120 pixel and the height 40 pixel and the font size like 20 pixel. White bold to make it bolder, and the color should be white, the white color code, and the text align center. So let's stack it now. So you can see our team, but there should not be any text decoration underline here. So you have to make text decoration now. And the border ought to be radius. So the border radius, 8 pixel. And you can see the text is actually in the top side, so we need some padding top here. So padding top like 5 pixel. When we use the padding top, you can see the height actually is increased because the padding top is actually added to the total height of this element. So for the adjustment, we have to just decrease the height to 35, so that it is probably 35 plus 5, now it is 40. So now it's perfect here. And for join now, actually it will be almost the same here. So we'll just copy this one, our team, and change this other like this one. Join now. So for join now, the background is white, so we can make it white. The color is not white, color is this one, that means the opposite one. Also there is border, so we can use like 3 pixel solid. I think 3 pixel would be very not here, just solid, and this color, this reddish color here. Okay, so and now it's the join down here also fine. And also you can give some margin left to the join now, so that there is some space in the left side, because in our PSD there is some spacing here. And also you can see this actually not in the, there should be some margin top here for this PC. So, and this one also. So you can give the margin top in the both. Like 150 pixel around for this both part in here. And I think this margin top is not applied properly. Let's check here. Well, margin top is not applied because we have used the display inline block without using the float labs, so it will be shown like that. But we can make this one in the center. So for the PC, I will use another one class PC. Just this is for our CSS reference. For PC, it will have some margin top. That's some spacing here. And also I want to keep it in the center of the screen here. That means center of the central div. So slider center, we can make some text align center. Now it's properly centered. So what happens here, just you can see this header is completed and there is some join now button, almost the same, just the different background color and the font color. And there is a piece image here, we have already included there in our HTML markup. So this is our actually basic HTML here. So in this, actually, you can also create those other layout using the same technique here. You can take another div here for this our services part. Also, you can take another center div, and you can make a h2 where our services will be written, and you can cut the images separately and make this as background of the h2, that means for the our services. And for this you can take a tip like some wide 300 pixel or something, and this icon you can also slice from the PSD, and also you can take another h2 or h3 title and some description here. And whenever actually you create this one div, you can just copy this one for 3 times and just change the content here. So whenever you create this one, you can just copy this one and this one also the same actually styling here. And then the portfolio section, you can see just there are some images you can cut and place it here like that. And this wonderful theme also you can make it the same way actually I have created the other things. And I hope you will try this actually. You and but you think that where the PSD, so you can actually download PSD from the internet. You can see like a mini image PSD here. The PSD name is projects. You can search the projects PSD download. I hope you can download this PSD from the internet here. So this about our tourist session, and I will complete the session shortly. If you have any questions, you can ask here. And in the meanwhile, I will just show you something of the CodersTrust, what actually CodersTrust is doing here. CodersTrust is basically a Denmark-based company which is working for IT train up and preparing these students for earning in the global marketplaces. So they're not providing some skill set development, also preparing them and ensuring the quality so that actually the students can earn in the global marketplaces like the Upwork, freelancing.com here. And also the college is providing this support to the students the 24/7. They're expert in here, so that if they face any problem in their real project or their study, they can get support from the support team. And there are some courses available here like the front end development and full stack development, and also the Android development also. And also there is some soft skill train up also beside those coding skill, which includes like the how to write a good proposal, how to place a proper beat, and how to deal with clients. So everything related to the actually freelancing, and also you can get this one. And if you have any other questions like how actually Coder Trust uh, run also, and the payment issues and the other time schedule and the campus, there are actually online and offline both options here. So you can actually get all the information just in the support. So you can just chat here. The support team is available to answer your questions. So I hope I will try the School Trust website and check the details and get your expected information from this website here. Well, so take care. I hope you'll see you again in this next session of the Code Trust. So till then, take care. Good night. Goodbye.